Voice assistants are kind of disappointing. When Apple first launched Siri on the iPhone, putting what seemed like a personal receptionist into our pockets, we thought the future is here, people. Finally something I can get on board with. But even nearly 10 years after that, the reality of it isn't quite there. Do you love me?
There are many types of love, but ours is just as friends.
So I've designed 50 questions to ask to the four most popular voice assistants out there: Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, Apple Siri, and Samsung's Bixby. Questions that try to test the different forms of intelligence. And to keep it simple, each time one of them does what I'd class as a satisfactory job, it gets a point. If it gives me a useless response or it takes ages, it won't get a point. Okay, let's start with the maths section. 26 times 25. 26 plus 25 times 26. Now divide it by 5 times. And now multiply that by 999 times. Convert 25 ounces to grams. Okay, now to see how well each assistant can control the devices they're running on. Turn Wi-Fi off. Increase screen brightness by 5%. Change my wallpaper. Turn on dark mode. So you can see an ability to control the device is an area that Amazon's Alexa isn't really for. But now just for some general internet queries, what I think a lot of people currently use their assistants for. What's the weather today? What's the weather tomorrow? What's the weather this time next week? Play DNA by BTS. Tell me a fact about BTS. Who is Robert Downey Jr.? How tall is he? Does he have children? Take me to the Wikipedia page of Robert Downey Jr. Is he Spanish? Show me restaurants in London. Show me the highest rated Chinese restaurants in London. Is Formula 1 cancelled this year? When did England win the Rugby World Cup? Call Theatre Royal. Make a reservation at Theatre Royal. Show me Jackie Chan movies. Tell me more about Rush Hour. How much did the film gross? And which other actors are in it? So you can probably tell that all four assistants can answer your internet queries to some extent, but what we're going to test now is something more challenging: the ability to exercise control within your applications. Show me my photos from 2020. Which of them had cats in them? Set an alarm for tomorrow at 9 AM. How far is it from New York to New Jersey? Can you give me the directions? Open the App Store. Send a file using SendAnywhere. Play a song on YouTube. Make a tweet. Search Twitter for Aaron Maney. Send an email to Dave Finchley. Okay, and to round it off, just a general miscellaneous questions section. Just novelty things that you might ask your assistant, but which can actually be quite a good indicator of intelligence. What's my name? That's not how you pronounce it. Remind me to pick up the keys in 10 minutes. Now, delete that reminder. Do you have any pets? Tell me something good. show me an inspirational piece of music. Recommend me a great vacation spot. Start a timer for 5 minutes. Tell me a joke. So that leaves us with Amazon and Bixby in joint last place, Siri quite a long way ahead in second, and then Google Assistant in first. A couple of interesting things I noticed while doing that. For starters, that Amazon Alexa is actually capable of quite a lot, but for an average user, it probably won't do a lot. To really get the most out of it, you need to start using Amazon Photos, you need to get your contacts to sign up for Alexa messaging, you need to invest your time in teaching it Alexa skills. And when you do all that, it is a great way to control your smart home, but to be honest, it's probably more hassle than it's worth just to control a smartphone. Bixby is no better. I like the fact that it can control your device settings, like your Wi-Fi, like your Bluetooth. But Bixby's main problem, and this sounds kind of harsh to say, but it's true, it lacks intelligence. It's slow, for starters, and if you start talking before the Bixby bubble has come up, it'll miss the start of your sentence. Plus, it's just not very good at context. What application am I currently in? What was the last thing I said? If you think about when you have a conversation with someone, context is incredibly important when it comes to what your last sentence means. Considering that Samsung has built Bixby, and they built it for Samsung devices, it doesn't feel nearly as polished as it should. Siri is a lot better. You can fiddle with your wording and talk at a normal volume, and it'll still know what you're trying to say most of the time. I would say Siri reaches its limits in continued conversation, and it does sometimes miss the context of what you're saying, but it is leagues ahead of the other two. That leaves us with Google Assistant, which is the closest to feeling like that personal receptionist we thought we were getting 10 years ago. It's fast, and the fact that you can issue a continuous stream of commands and the phone understands the context of them genuinely starts to blur the line into, dare I say, something conversational. There is a way to go, but I feel like we're starting to get closer to jumping that barrier between feeling like you're shouting commands at your phone and just feeling like you're able to just talk to it. And I feel like once we cross that, the popularity of voice assistants could just blow up. There are some things I haven't covered in this video that assistants can do, like the smart home control and the ability to set routines, which are just multiple actions that can be triggered together with a single command. But I think the results we got in this simplified test are actually quite representative of the general capabilities of each assistant. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this, do consider subscribing, that would be amazing. We're trying to hit 5 million subscribers by the end of the year. And with that being said, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.